everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to Light, Laughter, and Lattes. My name is Geri Habstritt. I'm an Avesa quantum healer and medical intuitive, and your host today for Light, Laughter, and Lattes. And if you are listening to this via podcast, you can catch this show every week on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Oneness Talk Radio, Facebook, and YouTube, where we have a live stream. We also have a chat that's open, so if anyone is listening in on YouTube or Facebook, we can see your chats. I have a fabulous guest today, so if you have questions or just comments, please jump in and say hi, and we will answer them and recognize them as we go. So welcome to this fabulous Wednesday. It's a Gateway Wednesday, and anytime it's an opening to a gateway, there's an opportunity there. Our show today is about feminine empowerment, and it's the time on our planet right now where the feminine energy is coming in, and there's more and more women all over the world standing up, speaking their truth, stepping out, being visible, taking action, and really taking their position in the world in a way that they've never done so before. And I have with me today really a guest it's just so timely on this. Her name is Durga, and I am not even going to try to say her last name. I'll let her do that for you. She's from India. She's a spiritual coach, intuitive healer, yoga and meditation instructor, Reiki master, motivational speaker, and Marma therapist. She also hosts her own podcast and is an international best-selling author and publisher. She was born with psychic abilities and has been helping others since childhood. She taught stress management and mindfulness programs in refugee camps, old age homes, foster homes, and in schools. So in 2013, she took the leap of faith and left a flourishing career to do what she's doing right now, helping others heal and serve the world. So welcome in, Durga.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Geri, for such a wonderful introduction. I'm so happy to be here with all your lovely audience.
Well, I am so happy to have you here because it is just, it's no accident. You have the name Durga. So, and for all of those people who are listening, maybe over here in the United States who don't know what Durga means, can you share the goddess Durga with everyone?
Yeah, actually, Goddess Durga is a divine mother's name who is powerful as well as very loving and caring. And, she cleans up all your negativity.
So you took that name very seriously, right?
I don't know, but my parents, she is our deity. Like every family will have their own family goddess, god or goddesses, and so our family goddesses is Durga, and so I'm the oldest daughter. They wanted to name me after her, and but they never used to call me with that name. Basically, they have a middle name also. So in my schools and everywhere, they used to call the whole name together, Durga Madhavi, something like that. And then once we came to US, they always take the first name, right? So that's how it became more powerful. And I think more power came to me because of the name. I think, it's all divine's plan.
So do you live in the United States?
Yeah, right now I do live in the United States. Yeah, I am from Iowa right now.
Oh, you're from Iowa.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how long have you lived in the United States?
It's been like 20 years.
Oh, for a while. Okay.
Yeah, for a while. I came here to pursue my master's. I did my master's here. I worked in IT. I got married. And then,
Okay. So how many years growing up did you live in India?
20 years.
20 years. Okay.
Until my undergrad in India. Yeah.
Okay, so this is why I'm finding this so powerful, because this feminine empowerment energy, I mean, India is not you really have to work for your feminine empowerment there, correct?
It's yes and no.
Okay.
For me, like I have a different perspective of that. It's always I feel the feminine and masculine energy both are needed for the universe to move forward. So we believe that Purusha and Prakriti, like Shakti, together makes the whole world complete, right?
Right.
So we need both the energies,
Correct.
and we think that feminine energy is so powerful in its own aspect, and masculine energy is so powerful in its own aspect. When we have that masculine energy, we feel more protected. When we have more feminine energy, we feel like more loud and cared, so that smooth and soft sense comes out. So I think that both are needed, and I think if you see, everybody has that. Like, I have seen my dad taking care of us like mom. When my mom has to go, to be taking care of her parents when needed, I see that mother's nature in my dad too. And my dad has to go for any camps or, like, on work, he's out. Then I saw my mom doing stuff what my dad used to do. So I think dominantly moms are like, okay, this is the way the if we play this role, then it would be easy for the whole family or whole society. And if man plays that role, then that compensate the that completes the life. That is my perspective. That's what I feel. And yes, there are places where, like, woman has to struggle hard to come out and show up. I think that is everywhere, right, in the whole world. That's the same story, same thing happens everywhere.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ideally, we would have the balance in all of us.
Exactly, yeah.
We would all have a balanced masculine and feminine, so we would have the love and the compassion and the open heart, but we would also have the clarity in the knowing and the action steps to move forward on our
So
path.
true. So true. Yeah. When they both play equal role, then the way, usually they say, like, in bullock carts they have two wheels, right? So when the both wheels, like, work properly with coordination, then only the bullock cart goes properly on the road. So, right, otherwise we'll go we'll get into accidents. So that is what my perspective of this thing about feminine energy and masculine energy.
And so, how was it for you? So, what year were you born in?
Sorry,
What year were you born?
I was born in early 80s.
In the early.
19, yes, yeah.
Okay, okay. I've been to India a couple of times, and so one thing I noticed, like, they still regularly advertise in the newspapers a daughter for marriage. So, like, the daughter can't pick her own suitor,
Oh, yeah,
her own
yeah. So
partner, and so there's lots of traditions there where the female really doesn't have a lot of power, or at least they didn't used to, where a lot of the decisions were made for them.
it is the same rule for the boy also.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the parents pick the partner for their kids, and they sometimes previously it is a, like, great evolution, I should say. In the beginning, they should be from the same community, same caste system and all those. But then slowly they are more became more broad minded, and then, okay, they're seeing, like, what is their educational level and intellectual level, so that they can understand each other. And yes, there are some places where they allow, like, to choose nowadays. Like, I think most of them are choosing their own, I guess. But while growing up, yes, if the parents choose the bride or bridegroom for their kids, and parents involvement will be, like, a lot more, because the family system is, like, given more importance in India. So the whole
Right.
family is very, very important, like, so That is why it is, like more valued.
So you've lived half your life in India and half your life in the States, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you see is the greatest difference in humanity between the two?
You mean humanity?
Well, what is the greatest difference? The feeling you get in the two places.
In two places, definitely the um, comfortable life, right? Like in US it is like a lot more comfortable,
Mhm.
but I feel I always miss that human touch. Like in India, if you just go out, we'll see like all our neighbors, and most of them will be doing half of their household chores on their patios or something, like talking to the neighbor, like chopping the vegetables or folding their clothes and something like that. So there's like a lot more friendliness and um, a connection with human people. So when I came to US in the beginning, though I was in dance and with students, but once I finished my studies, it was once I got married, and my husband was living in an apartment in Arizona. And yeah, of course, by that time I'm kind of exposed to the culture here, but still it is little strange because in college, obviously, like if you go out there, you will see students roaming all the time, so you don't miss that. But in the apartments, you hardly see people coming out, right? Unless and until you have to call them and ask them like, oh yeah, are you free now, can we come, like, we have to schedule a time if you want to visit our parents, visit our friends or relatives. but in India, anybody can come anytime and then knock your doorbell. and and then they are always very welcome. They are always very welcome, and then we will have enough food for as many number of people. Like like in my house, though we are all 5 people in the house, my mom always used to cook little extra. We never know who comes, and so but so that like around lunchtime, if they come, then we don't want them to wait. So that is a very beautiful thing I really like from India, is like they take care of guests really nicely. They actually, we say that Aditi Devo Bhava, like the guest is like a god, we invite them as a god, and then we serve them first, even though like it's lunchtime and we all have to eat. First we serve them, and then the rest of the family eats. And if there are a lot more people, then my mom has to cook again. And then she never, like my mom or you should see my grandmother's time, the 10 people, 12 people used to come, and they used to like they never felt that it is, oh my god, again we need to cook, that kind of attitude I have never seen on my grandmother's face or my mom's face, or as a matter of fact my aunt's face. No, no, nothing. And we have so many relatives in our hometown, and from college, like I hardly goes to my house directly. I'll just go and visit my aunt, and then I'll say like, I'll demand, actually, no, I don't want to eat this. I want something else. She's like, okay, wait for 10 minutes. I'll cook and I'll call you. Like that. You have that independence, or that freedom, that you will ask. You don't hesitate. But now what I teach my son right now is like, when you go to someone's house, even though they are very close friends, you should eat whatever they give. That kind of. So you see the difference, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
but that is the manners and the lifestyle and everything that needs to be followed here. So that is how I want to train my son. I cannot tell him like, okay. But when his grandparents call him, they will ask like, what do you want? He will give a big list of things. You cook that for me, this for me, that for me, and then post it, right? So I'm glad at least he has that much of freedom at someone with someone. But yeah, there are like a lot more small adjustments like that. But this country has like I really like the way the discipline, like everywhere the system works so perfectly in US. And if you see the roads in US, we have stoplights, that this and all for traffic system, and still we see so many accidents, right? You should go and see in India, especially like in the small towns and all. The auto driver will come from this side, and the bullock cart will come from this side, and the lorry will come from the center, and everybody goes home very safely. That is a miracle, actually.
It is miraculous. Both times I've been there, I've looked at the driver and I'm like, okay, so the stop signs and lights are just optional, right?
Yeah. Maybe you
They-
might have gone to bigger cities like Bombay, Delhi. What are the places you visited actually in India?
yeah, I mean, I like had to close my eyes half the trip because you're on the road not only with cars, but with cows and dogs and
I bet.
animals and everything else.
Even if I go now, still I do that. Like if my cousins are driving the car or motorbike, I literally close my eyes because now I'm so used to drive my car in 60 speed or 50 speed in a very straightforward roads, and I
Uh-huh.
know what is happening like 100 yards in front of me, and stop signs and rules and regulations, and so much systematically, and I just cannot even take my bike. Like as soon when I was a student here, I went back home within a year or so for holidays. I couldn't even drive my bike. My dad has to stop me in the middle of the road, and he took promise on the center of the road. Okay, promise me that you will never ever take any vehicle on the road when you come and visit us. I have to promise him. Till now, I never drove anything in India because
Well,
I just forgot. Like my mind completely wired up in a different way now.
well, I think what happens is you get used to the environment you're in and you adapt to it.
Mhm.
So when you're there, you just expect road chaos.
Yeah,
So you
yeah. I
have to
think
be
my
very present.
exactly. Yeah, our mind is like programmed in such a way that yeah, this person can come this side. This I think my brain and everything were used to work so actively. I guess now it is so systematic. Like it cannot
Yeah.
take any chaos from any side.
Yeah, well, there's obviously no texting and driving there.
No. Yeah, there's no forget about it. But yeah, people will be talking these days. I saw that they will be talking on the phone and they will be driving. But yeah, no regulations, and
So,
that's a very one interesting thing from India, the
well,
traffic.
I want to say do a shout out to Kim. Hi, Kim. Hi, Beatrice. Thanks for jumping in. Um, and do you want to turn down? There's a little echo I'm hearing, Durga.
Sorry.
Do you have something that you can turn down? I'm hearing an echo through.
Oh, I don't have anything on here.
Okay. Nothing else on. Okay, that's better. I'm not hearing it now.
Okay.
So let's talk. You were born with psychic abilities, and you were born to know. You came in with the name Durga, means feminine power, really.
Yeah.
And you came in as a psychic and a healer. And so, when did you first know that you had psychic abilities and you were a healer?
Actually, I don't know. Those are psychic abilities and healing abilities. Actually, I don't think even my parents realized or recognized those. But I just used to get visions like, what can happen next and those kind of things. And it was a little bit scary for me when I was a 3, 4 year old girl, like, little girl. And I think around five, since five, I was able to tell people like if they are planning to do something, don't do. And some people will believe in, some people won't. Like uh, any normal kid, they just like, oh yeah, forget about it. Like my parents also did that so many times to me. And slowly, while growing up in my teens and stuff, then yes, a lot of people, like it spread like some slowly it spread into my community and my colony, and so people used to ask me, we are planning to do this business, do you think what will happen, and my husband is going through this health issue, what do you want us to do, like those kind of things. I was like, actually enjoying that center of attention that time. Like, people are coming and asking me questions and stuff. But I used to be like more devoted. I used to meditate. I used to chant a lot. I think, I don't know, like my parents used to say maybe I got it from a previous life that I continue doing that. But I always feel the presence of Divine Mother with me all the time. And so I used to feel that some voice is telling me, right? Like, and then it is not like a regular thing, like as if some message comes and then I don't remember that actually. Like I go to some phase, and then sometimes if I touch their hands, then I'll get to know, or by seeing them directly, like I'll just get a vision like this, and those kind of all stuff. Lot of stuff used to happen, and in the beginning it was fun because I'm getting attention, and slowly I got frustrated with that, like as if I'm living like 2 3 different lives, and it's little annoying, like when I'm growing up into teenager and college and stuff. And I wanted to become a doctor because I feel like somehow I have that healing thing. I feel like if somebody having any issues or something, I can clearly I used to use my hand. Even now I use my hand as a scanner if they are in person, but now I'm able to do the distance also. Like during the pandemic and all, I get a lot of COVID people calling me for healing and stuff, so I can do now distance. But that time I don't know. I think I did distance healing also. If I'm recollecting right now while talking, my mom's sister, my aunts, and other people. A lot of people doesn't even know in our relatives and family also that I have these abilities, because we just used to do like distantly. Like if I feel that, oh, this is, they are going through some trouble, then I'll just do it. And then I don't you know my dad used to say that, like, when you do something good for others, if you are doing with the right hand, the left hand should not know about it. So I used to be like, okay, I didn't do it. It's all divine mother. Divine mother did it, right? She just used me as an instrument. So I'm grateful for whatever I'm doing. So that is my attitude. Like then, now, and I really, that should be my attitude till the end. I feel right, because I am nothing in front of that divine energy or divine power, other than being useful to the divine. So I with that, when I see the thing, right? So I when they ask questions, I used to tell some answers and stuff. But in the beginning, it's like a growing process, evolving process. Sometimes I don't know, I should not say the negative stuff or something like that. Then I should come. Then I realized that, oh, I don't want to hurt people, so I'll just come and pray to Divine Mother. So that problem for them should be resolved in a very nice way, so that they don't get hurt. um, and then it hit me hard, very hard, when it came to our own family people, like my aunt's fire accidents, and those kind of things. I got a vision, and so those are like little painful things. That's when I was like, got a little bit like, I don't. And at that time, my dad doesn't want me to be a doctor, because I am so giving, and I do a lot of charity work since my childhood. So my dad was a little worried, if she becomes a doctor, then we all will be on the roads, because she will be like doing the charity work only, doing more service to people, and I don't know what she will turn into. So put her into engineering. So I got into engineering. But once about that intellect starts popping in, I was like, what is this happening? Like, I started doubting and questioning what is happening with me, because whatever I'm doing, I cannot just, there is no justifiable answer from my side to the intellect, like when it is asking questions. So but still, like in my engineering college also, a lot of my friends know about this. They used to come for, like, for their higher studies, and they're asking for their girlfriends and boyfriends. That was so much fun, actually. So a lot of people know about that. And that's why I thought, like, okay, I need to go to a place where nobody knows about this, right? So then I came to US, so that nobody knows about it. I was thinking that I'm dropping it there in India, and I'm coming here. And within few months, 3 or 4 months, everybody in my room, including my roommate and my classmates, and my circle friends in my community, right? Like the in my college, they came to know. I felt like, oh, there is something inside me that I cannot get rid of. So I better try to live with it, and better try to put it for good use.
Well,
But I,
they could feel the energy of you, of who you really were. So they're
yeah,
reflecting back to you. So it's like you can't hide from yourself.
exactly. They used to come back, and you said that, you study these questions and stuff, and they came, or something like that. Like you said that don't trust that person, and that came true. And don't be friends with this person. He's not the way that you are thinking. So I don't know, I don't even, sometimes I don't even remember, because when I go into that trance mode, then something comes, but I'm like a different individual, right? So it is like the it is the channel goes. So that's since then I was like, okay, now until then I was doing my whatever chantings I do for my divine mother, and do the prayers and meditation. What I don't have any proper practice, proper channeling of anything right now. That's like, I should say, this is like a crude way of stuff all around. Then that is when I realized that, okay, this is a big responsibility maybe the divine has given to me, and I don't know whether I'll be able to handle it or not. But until I have this, I need to be more responsible towards it. So then I thought, like, I need to have some meditation or some practice that I can do on my own, so that I will channel this in a proper way, so that I will help more people in a proper way. So though I was doing my masters in computer science and doing all the other stuff, I started pursuing more. Since my childhood, I do a lot of yoga, meditation. I grew up in an Ayurveda family where we practice more in cooking and lifestyle and everything. But I started learning more about all those things, because the doctor in me didn't still alive, alive and active. So I got certified in yoga, meditation, and I volunteered to a couple of organizations teaching those things to all age groups from age 3 and up. Like, I taught like few thousands of people and few thousand kids, and all my kids whom I taught, now they are doctors and lawyers, and I'm like, wow. Uh, it's like
So
a growing process.
what did you teach them? Yoga and mantra techniques, mindfulness
Yoga,
techniques?
meditation, and stress management techniques, and how to handle their emotions and stuff.
I
And
did the
also
same thing.
some, yeah, like I put some moral stories in, like at the we have tons of moral stories in our scriptures, right? So I gather from all the other scriptures also, and then I'll come up, and then I'll mix it into some dish, and then I'll present them. So kids love the stories anyway. So in my yoga classes also, like, I teach the yoga, and towards the end I would like to end with some establishing some moral or some valuable lesson for them deep inside during the meditation. So during that journey, I became a like, then I felt like I need to guide, I'm guiding them, I'm coaching them, and I'm also helping them growing spiritually. So I felt like I wanted to be more what I should say, um, authentic. So then I got into life coaching certification, and I got my life coaching certification. So I got like tons of certifications, okay, like karma therapy for energy healing and all. Then I felt like, wow, this is really cool, and I'm like helping people. Until then, I was doing it as a volunteer only, along with the organizations that I'm volunteering with, full-time job. And by the time I got married, and taking care of the house, and you have no idea, Indian cooking will be breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's like too many things that I'm doing. But my life changed, so almost like 180 degrees soon after my son was born. So I was like, uh, until then I was like always able to go into that trance whenever I want. But when I have this teeny tiny baby with me, I just cannot do that. So then I felt that there is a next level of evolution happened in me. Like, I have started making it like, you cannot call me at like midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or even though they don't call me, I get the message. I feel that, okay, my friend so and so, like, I have a friend Denise, and she was going through some kidney issue, and in the middle of the night she was thinking of me, that, oh no, but she's she might be sleeping. So she's in East Coast, I'm in Arizona. So she didn't call me, but I got that message, and I did the healing, and then she felt it, and she could wait until she get into she is in ER, but until she get the treatment, she could feel that energy. And so those kind of things, even though a lot of people doesn't know that I work on them, when I see people in malls, or I see in neighborhood, I see like, everywhere. A lot of people doesn't even know that I work on them, and some people come with knowingly, like, word of mouth or something. I don't, until this pandemic, I don't do much of my advertising. Also, it's all with word of mouth, and I used to be pretty busy with that itself. So saying that, like, then I couldn't handle my IT job and my volunteer work and this thing and my newborn baby. So I need to drop something. So I dropped my IT job.
Sounds like a good fit, honestly.
Yeah. My husband was okay at that time, because he thought, I was like, okay, for next 3 years you enjoy whatever you want to do, because he want me to be with the baby. Like, he doesn't want the baby to send my kid to daycare or something.
Right.
And those 3 years is very exploring years for me, to structuring of what I do, and everything. It was very beautiful. And after that, couple of years, there's a big struggle inside me, whether I need to go back to IT, or continue this. And of course, like, IT, I used to get like six-figure income, and then here, if you compare that thing, it is not compensating, right? But the fulfillment that you get is so different.
Yes.
I'm like, I came to the planet for this, like, then how can I do
Yes.
something else? That kind of question used to
Right.
arise in me all the time. And
Yes.
so my son, after his 4 years, he declared that, I want you to be home. You're not going anywhere. So I'm like, okay, I took that as a declaration, and then I started working more, and creating more online courses and stuff like that. And now I do like chakra cleansing workshops, chakra cleansing and healing workshops, meditation and pranayama workshops, and a lot of things I do like online. And then I do like in long distance. Most of my clients are all over the world, like, so I do Zoom calls and phone calls. In person, I keep moving places because of my husband's work. So in person, by the time like I get there, it will be little, it will take little time. But in person also, I used to be pretty busy, because I do the marma therapy and stuff like that.
So we have a question here for Beatrice, or Beatrice is asking a question. She would like to ask a personal question.
Sure.
So Beatrice, if you are still there, do you want to type your question in and then ask if it's for Durga or for whoever? And so we'll just wait, and when Beatrice questions popped up, if she's still there, we'll answer that. And so, well, she's typing in her question. Did your parents support your vision when you were having visions when you were little?
Oh, yeah, that's a very great question. They, yes and no. My mom, because when I was playing outside, like, my neighbors used to take me into their house and ask questions. And when I'm coming back from school, like, I do remember people taking me out of my auto rickshaw. Then, like, then my mom was so surprised. What happened to your sister? Just like, somebody took her because they have some question for her. Like, then my mom and my dad were a little upset, because they don't want my childhood to be that way. They want me to enjoy my childhood, like playing with the other kids and stuff. So yeah, little bit of up and down we had. And my parents my parents were like, yeah, I should say they are kind of supportive. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so Beatrice typed her question in, and she says, let me see if I can actually show it. There, look at that. I did something new today.
Do you see me in the career that I'm in forever? uh, I think still you are still don't have much clarity on whether to be in this career or not, I feel. So you might change your career.
Okay, and then she's got one more question. Let me see if I can do this. Okay.
And will the news I'm waiting on be good? Maybe you feel that is not good for now, but it is good for the long term.
So what was your answer? That the news doesn't
She
seem.
might feel that, oh, whatever she's expecting, maybe that it won't come in the same way that she wanted it to be, but
Uh-huh.
she will know that it is the good for down the road.
Okay, gotcha. So hopefully that's clear. Okay, thanks, Beatrice.
Thank you.
And so your family now, your family still lives in India, but you're in the States, correct?
My parents are still in India. One of my sister lives in US, and another sister, she travels. Like, she's was in Poland. You're welcome. You're welcome, Beatrice. Um, and now she went back to India before the pandemic, so now she's in India. So, yeah.
So how do you see things shifting in the world, around this feminine empowerment? How are you seeing things shift in your world? Are you seeing more balance around that? Are you seeing greater ways that you're having to step out or do different things?
For me, I see this is also for my spiritual and personal growth, right? It is not just because I have this ability, and though I see that, okay, I am getting into this, and then I have to go through some struggles, right? But as an individual, I need to go through those struggles for my growth, for my personal and spiritual growth. And I believe that we are all here on the planet for our spiritual growth. And challenges happen, things happen. And these are all like processes for us to overcome them and then move forward and grow. So we cannot avoid them. But any of these, but it's just an insight for me when it comes to me, like, oh, okay, this is going to happen. And but this is the thing that I need to overcome, and I work towards it. As in this Durga, body Durga, right? So, but I cannot avoid the situation. I have to go through it, and I don't interfere in divine's plan, either for me or for my clients or for anybody whoever comes and asks me questions. Is, uh, is that clear what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So the divine's plan is beautiful. Like, nobody can interfere into that plan. But yes, your strong will to grow, and your strong or deeper love towards God or divine or universe would definitely change some stuff.
Mm-hmm. So
So where your will power comes in play.
I can hear people asking, how do you know in your personal life if it's your divine plan or if it's your ego plan?
Very good question. When you see that ego plan or divine plan, right? Like, you will know divine plan will come to you when you're completely surrendered to the divine. Like, you are like defenseless, like you just drop everything. Like, you guide me, I'm yours. You take me in whatever direction you want. So then there is no way that ego can creep in. You will feel that you can feel it deep inside. That peace, that calmness, and willingness to accept whatever divine has in his plate.
So, how do you know if it's the ego that's, self-sabotaging or masquerading as the soul? It's so good at doing that.
Yeah, you will, if you can tap into yourself, then you will see that there is little disturbance, especially in your heart chakra and the throat chakra, that you're suppressing it. You're a healer too, right? Like, you you know too, right? Like, those two, and then Manipura, the navel region. So these three chakras, you will see that they will be like kicking, pinching you like a little bit. So otherwise, there will be like so great flow, smooth flow of energy you will see in your system.
Mm-hmm. I always think of the divine flow, like when when the information comes in a time where you're, like you say, surrendered. For me, often that surrender comes when I'm playing, or I'm relaxed, or I'm at the dog park, maybe not thinking about anything else, or I'm, listening to music and, oh, that's what I need to do, you know, uh, as opposed to when I'm sitting down going, okay, I need to get clear on this, and I need to think about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's not going to happen like that. Yeah,
Actually, you need to do the opposite. You need to stop thinking about it, and that's when the answer comes.
exactly.
It's the no and let go. As soon as you could let go, then the no shows up.
Very true. Actually, I should share a small my own experience with my son, because he's 8 years old, and I always tell him, like, God will talk to you, and God will tell you when something is wrong, when you are not. Sorry, I have um, I'm having a little bit of.
That's okay.
So he was saying, like, how will I know it? How will I know when God is telling me something? And then you will get to know about it. And then one day he came and he said that I felt I did something wrong sneakily, and then I felt there is some tightness in near my chest, and something is happening in this area, in this part, and I don't know. I couldn't figure out what it is, but I need to understand. I said, like, that is what God is telling you, that what you are doing is not right. Then he's like, oh, that is how God talks to us. Like, yeah, God, when you are not aligned with whatever, like, with your thoughts, with your whatever you are saying and whatever you are doing, if you are not aligned with these three things, then that means you are somewhere something is going wrong. So if you keep practicing keeping these three aligned from now on, then you'll be you'll be fine. So he
Right.
was like, oh, from now on, I'll keep an eye on it. And then every time he comes and says, like, I did sneaky and again I observed it. I'm like, then you should stop doing that.
Yes, when you're out of integrity with yourself,
Exactly. Yeah.
your body will speak to you immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, the body truly is a truth detector. If you're wondering, where you're at, if you can learn to tune into the body, you'll get answers, and you could know. You could know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just having that tapping in, like going into the source, then you will find your answers. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is there anything more you would like to share around this feminine empowerment energy, and how women now are embodying it, in a new way, stepping out in a new way? How are you seeing that around you?
I feel women are being empowered for so long. Like, that it's the only thing that nowadays we are discovering, that we are empowered.
Mhm.
Like, we are powerful as we are, because in Indian scriptures, like in Hindu scriptures, we see, like, woman is compared to earth, like for patience. Just take one example, like being a mother. Like for 9 months, you will be carrying in another life inside you, and it is not easy. Like, imagine when I was going, in my pregnancy, I got gestational, and I was having cravings to eat sweets, and those different carb items and stuff. But gestational diabetes, like, it comes during the pregnancy. Like, if people who doesn't know what gestational is, so it is a diabetic condition. So we have to reduce our sugars and carbs during the pregnancy, but at the same time the hormones kicks in, and then they ask for, like, lot more food, and food especially that you are not supposed to eat. And if I say that I cannot eat, but my husband couldn't, he cannot stop. He's so much into eating all the junk food, and he brings them and he'll keep in his own office room and cupboard or something, like, and then he sneakily eat. So that willpower, that willpower, we have it. Why? Because, like, we are protecting our baby, like it comes to us naturally, so we are born with it. So
Mhm.
we are powerful in as a mother. and we are powerful as a sister or wife, or but we show our power through our patience, through our love, through our caring. Like how many times my son comes and do the same thing. He always comes and says sorry, but you can easily forgive, and then you say give him another chance. But I see my husband after two times, he'll get the strong punishment for the third time. So it is like, but it is needed also. I'm not saying like whatever he is doing is not necessary, but it is needed. So it is like a balance that I'm saying. And coming back to the empowerment of the woman, we go to work, we come back, we take care of the house, we take care of the kids and kids homeworks, kids extracurricular activities, and your circle, your family. For me in India, then I have to make sure that I call them on regular basis to see how they are, and if they need anything I need to make arrangements, right? So this much, don't you think that we are powerful, that that we are empowered here? Right?
Yes, yes.
We are powerful. And yes, there are men who supports women in lot of ways to empower that, and there are a lot of women who supports men to empower them as well.
Mhm.
So it is like it goes in hand in hand.
Right. I'm seeing the female empowerment. I mean, not necessarily female. Let's call it feminine empowerment, because it can go either way, masculine or feminine, in all of us. But I'm seeing more women who had that real nurturing energy that they maybe gave to their children and gave to their family. They're
Yeah.
now stepping out into the world and being seen in their power, giving that loving energy on behalf of the all to humanity. So,
Yeah.
as you as a healer, as me as a healer, um, people doing things, for whatever their project is. Maybe it's to support a cause that will better all of humanity. I'm seeing many, many women stepping out, leading these
Stepping out. Yes.
organizations, using that nurturing love of life energy that was previously given to a child, you know, now it's being given to the all for the betterment
So
of the
true,
all.
so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. The difference that we are seeing right now is previously, like for me, like in India, my grandmother has 10 kids, and she uses all her energy, all her powers to take care of these 10 kids, and she has like almost like 50, 60 people who work in their farms and everybody. So she takes care of all of them. But now we are stepping out, and then we are giving more of that to the whole humanity, whole planet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is one great thing that I'm seeing these days. Like a lot more. Even I see a lot of young girls are also coming out and doing whatever they could do. Very beautiful to see that.
So, how is the face? How is it like to be a young girl now growing up in India, as opposed to being a young girl growing up in India when you were young? Is it different now?
Yeah, definitely, I would say.
So the
because
one, go ahead.
because now there is a lot more freedom in the sense, um, always, like everywhere, they in India mostly they used to have the protective thing for girls, like though with all three of us are daughters, so still my parents, I should say my parents are more liberal. Like I can go anywhere and come home at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. They might, I don't know, I never observed that they might be worried about me. I never cared about it. But I have that freedom that I can go and I can come back at that time. But it's not the same in a lot of other families at that point of time. And now I think it's changed a lot. I think mm, girls can go and uh, be out with friends and stuff for a little longer, and I think that is one thing. And education wise, there used to be like one, they used to have this one hindrance. They wanted always that girl should be little less educated than the man. They used to have that. I don't think they have it anymore. The reason is because they don't want to crush the ego of the man, I guess. And then another thing is when they are looking for the matches, right? They always want the girl to be little younger than the man, because the women are more mature at the younger age than the men. So they say that at least after 18 or so, like, there would be minimum 5 years or 4 years of age gap, because so that they both will be in the same plane
Uh-huh.
of intellect.
Oh.
So those are the
Interesting.
things I observe. But nowadays, like, I have seen a lot of my class in undergrad. There, I see a lot of my friends got married to our classmates and all. But they are all happy. It's all like in mindset. That's it. I feel.
Right. Right. Well, the interesting paradox, kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier, about the women stepping out and using that feminine energy that was, applied to taking care of the family, now to take care of humanity. And we're at this time where humanity is needing it more than ever,
Mm-hmm.
where there's lots of inner child acting up, lots of egos acting up right now,
Yeah,
and lots of trauma and lots of stress and lots of all of that. The world needs lots of empowered divine mothers right now.
definitely. I do agree with that.
Yeah, are you seeing a lot more clients lately doing the work that you do since?
Yeah, yeah. I work with a lot of I do like a lot of healing work and coaching work as well, one on one. And sometimes I may condense it into some workshops so that they don't have to come one on one sessions. First, I'll do it in the group workshop, and then I'll take care of any other next things that needs to be addressed. Then I'll do one on one so that it will be affordable for everybody. So that is why I created some group workshops now that everything is online. Yeah, but this is working really good. I never design. I'll always like go with the flow, like however the divine mother is guiding me, I'll just take it. And I don't have any plan of like, okay, next 5 years my business should be here, next 3 years my business should be here. I never planned that way. It's very funny that I already have a clientele. Then I build my website after like 4 or 5 years. That too, it will be very static. Like you will just have my information and maybe some testimonials there. It won't be very fancy or giving like a lot more information of what I do, and I keep updating on that and stuff. No. So I do a lot of stuff in my group. Be Free Now Coach in Facebook, and I do the Facebook. I'm more active on Facebook and Instagram. So
Do you want to give people, your website, or maybe your Facebook or Instagram, where people can find you if they're?
sure, yeah, they can find me with the Durga Madhavi at gmail.com. Durga Madhavi in Facebook, Mamidipalli, Durga Madhavi Mamidipalli, which is a long name, I know. Be Free Now Coach is actually the group. Everywhere the handle is Be Free Now Coach, like Instagram, Twitter, and my Facebook page also, Be Free Now Coaching and Healing. So that's my Facebook page. So you can
Okay.
connect me anywhere, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to help you out if you have
And
any
so
questions or anything.
I have the links attached above and below. And
Yeah.
so we just have like a couple minutes here left. And I don't know if you do card readings, Durga, but I have these cards of clarity that are wonderful. And I love to do a reading just to see what everyone is looking for. And now I don't have a Durga card in here.
I just want to give one more update. Like one thing is, I'm an upcoming workshop on chakra healing and chakra cleansing is coming up in June. So if
Okay.
you're interested, please let me know. That is helping. I just got that message, and then I started doing that on monthly basis for like last year. Every month I'm offering. First last 2 months I didn't offer, but people came back and asking me when you are doing. They are like wanted to repeat it. So people are coming and repeating it for all the gynec issues and getting more clarity, hormonal issues and insomnia, depression. It is helping a lot. So yeah, if anybody wants to come and join that, please let me know.
And they can click on your Facebook link to find that.
Sure, yeah, and I will be keeping. Okay, I'll keep posted about that on everywhere, and then they can reach out to me into the Facebook.
Awesome. Okay, so I just pulled a card for all of us listening, and it's Archangel 12, Shamuel.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the message. So take a deep breath. The protection you have been asking for has arrived. It is now time to fully embrace a job well done. Allow yourself to receive protection from fear, for it has only been the energy of fear that led you to believe you needed outside protection at all. What a glorious gift to be free from fear. The time of peaceful living and calm presence is asking you to embrace it. You are ready for this journey, and it is a signal that the next step has already been taken. Pay attention, be peace, be calm.
Wow.
So,
Beautiful message. Very much needed.
okay, so thank you everyone for listening, and thanks for everyone chiming in the chat. We love to see your questions and your highs and your hearts and all that good stuff. And thank you, Durga, for being here.
Thank you so much, Geri. This is so much fun. I really enjoy talking, and you took me again back to my childhood memories and everything.
Awesome. So everyone have a fabulous week, and catch me right here again next week at Wednesday at 3:00 Pacific time. So have a great week, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Namaste.